Shout out to TLP Sports Club, baby. Shout out BWB. BWB. Bandwagon Buffs. BWB, baby. Shout out to Bandwagon Buffs. Shout out to TLP Sports, man. Let's go.
TLP Sports, man.
Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon Buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get the videos as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Look at the bottom of your screen. You can cop your BWB merch and rep the most educated, well-informed, and least delusional fan base there is in all, and I mean all of college football. Don't buy the hype. Buy BWB, Bandwagon Buffs. But family, I gotta go ahead and get into this video real quick, so that's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. All right, guys, so I've made a couple of videos on the defensive line, obviously the offensive line, because I've given you the numbers. I've given you the weight, the height, where they came from, and everything like that. But exactly how good is the CU Buffs defensive line? How good is our defensive line really? Well, we have a little bit of an inside scoop from somebody who is in there that can give us a little bit of an idea about how good our defensive line is. We're going to the Colorado Buffaloes wire.usatoday.com so that we can learn about this inside scoop. Let's go. This story is written by Matt Wale, posted on August the 20th, 2023. Van Wells praises CU Buffs D-line. The Colorado Buffaloes football team has a ton of new weapons. However, center Van Wells is one of just a handful of returning players who made an impact last season. Wells has been impressing at fall camp so far, and he opened up on the tough competition he faces on a daily basis while going up against CU's defensive line from Jake Swanick of the DMVR Buffs. The whole D-line is good. Wells said after practice on Friday, they have depth. Everybody can play. It's going to be hard for teams. The defensive line has a ton of new faces, including Dartmouth transfer Shane Cooks, Savell Smalls, Taj Austin, JJ Hawkins, Chaz Wallace, Leonard Payne Jr., and many more. The intensity is evident. Although defensive coordinator Charles Kelly has a lot of work to do with so many new faces on that side of the ball. Nonetheless, Wells sees it every day and knows how good this group is. The Buffs begin the season against TCU, so it will be a tough test early for this group. So Van Wells is our center. This is the guy that's down on center. He sees it from both sides, from the left, from the right. He understands the talent is there. In his press conference, Coach Prime was asked, well, how are these guys? How are they doing? Coach Prime basically said, ask the kids that were here last year how good we are now. They would have a better assessment of how good this team is now because they know the talent that was here before. They know the defensive line that was here last year. And somebody who is down on center, who has to go against those guys, who has to see how fast they're coming at the ball, how fast they're coming at that quarterback. He's responsible for protecting the quarterback and protecting the ball. He has a good sense of how good this defense is. Now, is that saying much from a guy coming from a 1-11 team? Can be the judge of that. But I would say, yeah, it is. You know, it can go both ways, no matter how you look at it. On the flip side, he should be able to evaluate what he played against last year and how intense they were versus how intense they are this year. Somebody like that is a valuable tool for us to get an insight about the defensive line. He has to contend with them. This is a whole new team. I think a couple of the coaches have actually said that a lot of these guys have a chip on their shoulder. This is my last year. I have something to prove. If I have a goal of going to the NFL or at least being noticed by some type of scout, maybe I can go on somebody's practice team. If they have aspirations to go to the NFL, they have 1 year to prove it. This is their opportunity to prove that they can play at that next level. And this is where they're going to do it at. So the competition is going to be there. We got some really big bodies on that line, and we do stack up to other teams that's in this Pac-12. I think college football as a whole, we think about the Alabamas, when we think about the Tennessees, when we think about the Georgias and those big programs, how do we stack up against those guys if we had the opportunity to play one of those guys in a national title game? I know that we stand a good chance. We stand a very good chance with anybody on the national level. Bring it down to the Pac-12. We have a great chance in the Pac-12 to make some noise this year. We're going to be sticking with whoever is going to be the Pac-12 champions. I know that Oregon, I know the USC, the Utah Utes, those are really good teams that are going to be battling for the title. Colorado's name should be in that mix. We have a lot of great pieces. No matter how you roll this dice, you can roll it on the left, you can roll it on the right. We have a really great chance of being the Pac-12 champions. You've been following the team as closely as I've been following it. The type of information that I have now, reading as much as I read, and information that I'm ascertaining from other news outlets, people who are writing about these other teams, we stand a good chance. We have a really good chance. I know people don't see it on the bigger scale. About a week or so, let the games begin, and then we'll really have a better sense of what we really have, because right now we do have paper tigers. Okay, everybody looks good on paper, but I'm telling you, when T.O. makes that face, you can tell. Don't take that for granted. This is real. The team that we have is real. This is not a pushover team. Tell me in the comments how you feel prior to the spring game and after the spring game. How do you feel now? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know how you feel. In about a month or so, you'll realize where the conversation is going to go. We win 2 games, we go 2 up, and our national talk is going to start getting much louder. People are going to start saying what Coach Prime has been saying all of this time about that national talk. If we're 0-something, if we're 0-2, 0-3, then obviously everybody's going to be yelling bust and all of that. I get it. Defense wins games. We got to stop the other team from scoring. If we can stop their defense from scoring, and we know that we have a good defensive line and we can put their quarterback on his butt, we stand a really good chance to win a lot of games. Why? Because we know our offense is lights out. As far as what they're capable of doing, we know we have a good offense, but we need our defense to be able to stop the other offenses from scoring. Because at the end of the day, the team that puts the most points on that scoreboard when the whistle blows, that is the team that is going to come away with the W. And we want to be the team that comes away with that W at the end of the game. I'm glad to know that somebody from that team of last year is able to give us some insight to understand what we have on that defensive line. Okay, family, that is all the information that I have for this video. I hope you got a little something out of it. And if you did, please make sure to smash that subscribe button to help this channel grow. That's all I do here. I'm going to have to leave it right there. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that right there was the Liberian Perspective. That's TLP Sports Club.